Good evening and welcome to another instalment of CalBorne's Classic Catch-Ups. I'm Dan Calavassi, putting the cow in CalBorne and throwing to my good mate from Osborne. How are you, my friend?
Mate, very well. How are you? The walking, talking Ossabuco, mate. Lovely to see you. And it's even better to be here today because I've had a series of fantastic days of weather. I love good days of weather, but more importantly, I've got two fantastic guests here. And before I introduce them, I actually had a little request from young Fenwicke below me, Peter Fenwicke, one of my good friends, and he's actually seen a packet of gorgeously delicious wingmans to my right. I think that's my right. If it's my left, apologies. And it got me thinking, if you would like a case of wingmans or a little tin of wingman, like a can, then message in to Michael Hodge, or I don't know who else, if any contact details you can, and tell us why, in 25 words or less or more, or exactly 25 words, why you want a wingman. Anyway.
In fact, all inquiries for free beer, go to Michael Hodge, make them as long as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
I might just end this whole call campaigning why I deserve a free case, I reckon. Is that right?
That's exactly right. Yeah. But anyway, without any further ado, I want to introduce the two guests we have today. Peter Fenwicke, absolute legend of the club, played 3,000 years in Colts and is beginning to start an illustrious career in grade. And the Bear, Hugh Summerhayes, a fan of repeat efforts in all facets and a fantastic footy player. Welcome aboard, gents.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for asking, mate.
Pete, just first question. Is it singlet weather?
Yeah, it's really warm down here. I got the aircon on just for this interview. I knew I was going to be looking pretty good, so I thought I'd throw this whole thing on.
Okay, fair enough. And Huey, how are you? You look all rugged up and snuggly.
Look, I just didn't want to put Petioid to shame. So
yeah, tough.
Fair enough. Anyway, look, in the interest of time, let's kick things off. Obviously, we're discussing the 2016 First Colts Grand Final, where you boys won in overtime, which was unbelievable. Gave everyone a heart attack on the sidelines. So first question, directed to Pete. Both of you obviously played the year before in Colts. And it was 2016 was Rob Taylor's first year taking over as head coach. When he came in, did you notice a big change in the way things were done? Or what was kind of the feeling around RT, Pete?
Yeah, so Rob coming in was obviously a big change from the Havey and Caddo show, which basically was just bashing each other Tuesday, Thursdays till we were bleeding and bruised, and then we rocked up on Saturday and did the exact same to the opposition. So
it worked.
Rob came in, as I'm sure you remember, Calavassi. I think I ran over you quite a few times. Anyways, yeah, Rob came in and he sort of, brought that New Zealand spark. We basically just focused on attack, and a bit of fitness here and there, which got us through. And yeah, I don't know. The main feeling was just belief. I guess we'd built a really solid base here before, and then Rob had come in, this fresh-faced coach, and we were ready to give it our all, and that's semi what happened, which was pretty easy.
What about you, Huey? What were the big changes that you saw straight away?
We missed that Thursday night rugby league drill, which was something that everyone sort of went through under the Hagee regime, and then. Yeah. And then I think
like crying.
Yeah. But then I think the next thing that sort of shone through was Rob's love of code, and I think Rob was the first person, or that we'd all met that was just totally consumed by rugby. That was all that was happening in his mind 24/7, and it was sort of holy shit, never seen anything like this before. So
yeah, for sure.
This way.
Yeah, fair enough. And look, gents.
Fuck it, Huey.
Look, gents, specifically for that actual grand final game, it was a genuine cliffhanger. It was very much in doubt at a certain point. Pete, I'll ask both of you, but starting with Pete, was there a point where the panic set in, or when everything started going to where, or were you calm throughout the whole thing?
Real quick aside, I'd just like to acknowledge that you have chosen the alpha to answer these questions first. Sorry, Huey, but I just thought I'd done that to our viewers.
Just on that note, we do apologise. We are a low-budget production, but we were really happy to get, a first grader, a Waratah, a Wallabies son to be on the program. Well done, Pete.
Yeah, thanks for that shout out, Calla. Cheers, Dad. Yeah, no. Back to the question at hand. Aussie, look, there was a time where I think we were down 21-7 was the biggest deficit at the point of the game, where there was literally like 5 minutes on the clock or something ridiculous. And Lincoln Whiteley was the captain, and I think he just started saying, like, what have you got? Like, is this all you got? And it was, I don't know, at that point, you know, you kind of had your head down for a little bit thinking the tale might be told, but I think we all just sort of came together and things just started clicking. And I don't know if you're familiar with the last 5 minutes of the game, but it goes pretty well with that Titanic music, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, 100%. What about you, Huey?
Look, I think once we got that second try to put us within 7, that's when, like, you could tell the machine was starting to roll. And then once we scored the pushover try, I was like, you could just see they were just broken. Like, that was it. Game over. No amount of extra time. Like, we were going to run until Body Cows come home, and they were just not good for it after that point. Like, our spirits broken. But if I could audible to something, I think this is one of the most fucked things I've ever lived through on the rugby field. We've just pushed this over, and then James Kane, we get a kick from in front. This is a kick to lock it up, and he drop kicks the thing. Bro, that was the most fucked thing of that whole game, I reckon.
None of us knew he'd done it was a thing. We'd all turned around running back. 5 seconds.
No one realised, except that I was running back from the scrum, and I turned around, and whoever's running the tees come out, and he's just waved him off from like 10 minutes out. And I think he's like done it really quickly as though there's some kind of time pressure or something. And I was
time.
Well, if you talk to Kano about that, it's interesting because he's like, I literally just did it so you don't feel the pressure. Like, I just kick it before you even think what's happening or the situation.
That's how he I mean, obviously it worked. It went through. We went on to win, and like, but
yeah, I'm not complaining.
No, but
you wanted to kick the goal away.
That was one of the most fucked moments in the whole game.
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, just going to you again, Pete, because you are the alpha. And look, you might be an alpha in this situation with your shirt, you know, with sleeveless and whatnot, but it's actually not a common fact amongst people that they don't really know that you're a really elusive ball carrier. A lot of people don't actually know you as a hardened defender, as I do. You know, you're a handy footy player, but the only thing that people really know you for is a weird trait of commentating every single action that you do on the field and other people do on the field, which is really weird in my opinion. But I want to ask you, do you have an idol among the commentators in Australia, whether it be Ray Warren, Bruce McAvaney, anyone that you think you look up to when you play footy?
Tough question, Aussie, because the standard of commentary is not always fantastic, as I'm sure you're aware. And if you ask Calavassi this question, he'd probably say straight away that he wouldn't choose anyone from Union. He'd pick someone from League, which is a bit disappointing. I think, if I had to say, I don't have a favourite, but I've got a least favourite, and it's Harry Johnson-Holmes. I don't know if any of you guys were party to his debut as a ground announcer at Sydney Uni, number 2, the new oval, sometime last year. Can't remember the round. It was probably one of the most abysmal attempts at offering chat and any form of commentary on a game that I've ever witnessed. And yeah, there might be some controversy around me commentating my own stuff, but I promise you, if I was mic'd up, it would have been 600 times better than that. So HJH, never do it again. You don't have a career post-footy,
he's
buddy.
Horrible. I wasn't sure if you guys were available tonight, so I messaged Harry Johnson-Holmes as a backup. So I do apologise to Harry for having to give you the late flick, but that's showbiz, baby. Anyway, moving on. If we move away from footy, Colts are obviously some of the most enjoyable years, and during that time, I remember coming to the Gatehouse quite a bit in my Colts years, which was a house that consisted on campus of both you two, Guy Porter and Lachlan Agiris. Now, obviously, you all lived together, but Huey, can you describe what is Pete's most annoying habit?
Pete's most annoying habit.
Don't say bringing birds back to the house, Huey. No one will believe you.
Well, it's never happened.
Gosh, damn.
It was probably for the others. It was his. So Pete grew up on a big property in Roseville, in Sydney's north, and he liked to blare country music pretty much the whole day, and that was really loud. And I think that was his sort of escape to get back home to the big paddocks back where he's from, and his farming roots. So I think just country music rolling 24/7. Ironically, it kind of rubbed off though. So I mean, now it's something that unites us. But to start with, that was fucking annoying.
Well, I'm glad to hear you guys are big country music fans. Given now, Pete, you live in Kirribilli and you live in, where do you live, Hughie? Rose Hill or something? Roseville?
Not quite.
Cal, you're out of your jurisdiction there. Just stick to Strathfield, buddy.
I can't pay the tolls to get through to the other side, mate.
I'll shout him, mate, next time you want to come over.
Look, gents, just a concluding question. It's a pretty simple one. I'll start with you, Hughie. What was your most memorable moments from Colts footy? And obviously, look, I know you partook in a 3 from 3, but if you could be pretty specific, that would be very welcome from the viewers.
I think one of the most memorable moments was in my first year, actually, and it was just like a regulation Tuesday, Thursday night training, and it was like pretty early doors in the season. And Hagee had invented this drill, which was basically a halfback passes it to a ball carrier who then runs into
15 blokes.
15 blokes. And I remember, I think it was Falau and Falau Fainga and the Bison were dang. And I think it was Bench, the likes was like running up, and he just got absolutely fucking smoked early doors in trade. And then that was sort of like the awakening. You're like, oh yeah, no one else is doing this. That was that. And then I think that was also, I don't know, that was awesome. Good to be a part of, and that's just set the tone for 2 years of going.
Schoolboy footy was over, Hughie.
Well and truly. What about you, Peter? Do you have a memorable moment from your Colts experience of any of your 1,500 years in the Colts program?
Yeah, obviously when you put it like that, it's hard to narrow down. Notable mention does go to the 3 from 3. That was just fantastic. To that with a whole bunch of boys that, you just worked hard all year. But I think probably my most memorable moment would be out at Concord, 2017, when we were going into the grand final, and we were, 20 games. We'd won 21 games the year before, and we won 20 again into the big dance against East, who'd been talking up a big game all season, that what they were going to do to us if they met us in the final. And I think probably my proudest moment was just running the boys out. I'd spent all those years in Colts, and just to get that opportunity in a grand final on the main stage was fantastic. I say that was the highlight because the rest of the game didn't really matter. I think we blitzed those boys 64-7 or something. So that was probably the toughest moment of the game and the most memorable. So
for sure. Absolutely, boys. Both those ring true to me, watching it, being there, everything. It was a great couple of years, wasn't it? Anyway, one more question directed to Tom Osborne. Do you like my hat?
Look, Ella, I think you look like an idiot, but the problem is, hat or no hat, you look like an idiot. So that's my answer.
Okay, do you understand that you look like an idiot when you keep our guests waiting on Zoom for 5 minutes because you can't set up the call correctly?
Look at your hat.
You have to go
that's
to the
how you
toilet.
drive. Look at your hat. See ya.
We're going to end it here. Thanks for coming on, boys. Loved having you on. We'll speak soon. And always, up the students.
Up the students. Thanks, gents.
Catch you later.
Up the students.
There's like